Hey, good morning. Back working on the uBitx. Speaker time. Went in and found a speaker with its own mount, by the way, that almost fits. 2 bolts will go through, the other 2 won't fit the case, but I'm okay with that. It's a nice solid mount with 2 screws. Put some short screws in it. Holds in nicely, doesn't droop at all. So that's going to go in fine. So I just need to wire it. So I need 2 wires. I wired this jack as a headphone jack. So I'm just going to wire this into the headphones. So I'm leaving the Arduino on the front panel and just moving it off and on. I found that that's easier. All right, here's the connection for the headphones. So I'm just going to wire into that. I just need a couple of wires. Should have plenty of wire. This is Cat 5 cable. It's horizontal cable, so it's solid. But I want to get long enough cable that I can take the cover off comfortably. And that's probably about right there. So I just need to strip a little bit off each end. Where I got this speaker is I went to a ham fest a few years ago and somebody had a box of 15 CB radios for $1 a radio, $15. And I thought, well, for $1 I can get a part out of them that's worth using. Well, this speaker came out of those. I brought them home, stripped them apart, threw away the cases. Well worth $1 for that little speaker. Okay, so starting to get really a lot of wires. I don't really know a way around that. I'm trying to keep track of them, but out of control. The great thing is, the way it was designed, I can take off the Arduino wires and get them out of the way while I'm working. So that helps a little. Okay, make sure I've got my soldering iron tinned. I'll tin these wires, that make them a little easier to solder. There we go. Now that's already tinned. This is already tinned. So I should be able to just set these in here. Learned a little trick to put a hook on the end of these. Nothing real fancy, but it will let you hook in to another wire and makes it just a tad bit easier to solder. There you go. I actually don't like that smoke when I solder, so I hooked up a little fan. And that's going to cool the solder iron a little. But I don't see it as a problem. Okay, there we go. I can just barely solder to that. Okay, I put 2 little hooks on the end of this. That's going to help me solder to this. I'll solder it to the speaker jack, and the hooks will let me hook to that and solder to it. There we go. So we'll put it back together and test it. So we'll turn it on. I can hear that fan. Now while I think I need that fan, I've got to do something about that mount so it doesn't vibrate quite so much. And it's the fan itself, so I have to work on that. So now I have an internal speaker. I can actually hook in the phones. Actually, very nice radio, very nice case. Happy with it. Getting close to getting everything done. I printed a new top because I butchered the side. And putting in a jack, I eventually moved up here, and it's red. I typically use whatever color is on the printer at the time. So the printer runs 24/7. I really just want to get my stuff printed and get it back to production. If you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.